frightful friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's movie is about every single holiday, except for Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and International Donut Day, but it doesn't matter. Look, there are a lot of good ideas in this film, but the concept of getting directors together to make segments in their own style has been better in other films like ABCs of Death or VHS, but this film is an acid-tripping, what the hell am I watching fuckfest. So let's get into it, shall we? The first segment is Valentine's Day, folks, and it starts off with a girl down on her luck, carving a heart into a bench with the name Coach. We then jump over to her about to dive off a board, but unlike the craft where the bullying was there but not so obvious, this film throws it all up into our faces, with the antagonist yelling names and getting the entire team to join in. And sure, school sucks when it comes to stopping harassment, but brah, come on, step up to the plate here. All you're doing is just shaking your head, doing absolutely nothing. But this chick don't care, and starts having fantasies of the coach shirtless.
All I want out of 2025 is a sugar daddy and a yacht.
Until the bully pushes her in. Like my brother in Christ, I know you saw her walking up there. But whatever, he jumps in and saves the weird chick, and she wakes up to the coach's handsome butt, though the bully quickly ruins it, and he runs away all embarrassed. In the locker room, the bully keeps on being bitchy.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Telling the weird chick that she sucks.
Boom.
Ain't nothing.
Bada bop boom.
What the hell is she doing to raise money for the coach to get a new heart? Cause I guess his is breaking down. But the bully continues, saying that she should follow in her dad's footsteps and dip out when it comes to being alive.
Pow.
We then get a Dan Schneider foot shot. The coach has a change of heart and decides to give the weird chick a card, and as you can see, her name is Maxine, but I already used the Maxi Pad joke for the Krampus review, so we're gonna stick with the weird chick on this one. The coach goes into the changing room, luckily not seeing any underage undressed bodies, and slips the card into the weird chick's locker. She finds it, and her delusions become more cray-cray, with her imagining him signing the card with love. She then stalks a bully at the baseball field, where her boyfriend gives her a box of chocolates and doesn't offer her a ride home.
Why not? Okay, because it was cold outside and it was dark. Why would I want to walk her? Why you needed to walk her to
As she walks away, the weirdo follows. The bully says to knock it off, but weird chick doesn't, and the bully then says the dumbest thing ever.
Well, I'm gonna cut through the woods. See you tomorrow.
Can you stop following me? Okay, you're a freak. Your face sucks. You smell like tuna fish. Subscribe to my channel. And I'ma go into that secluded woods over there that nobody is inhabiting. Okay? Don't follow me. Alright? La 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 la. As the weird chick follows, the bully falls into a puddle, gets hit in the head with a brick.
She was a fairy.
Then gets shanked in the chest. And yeah, I like this shot, but how did her chocolate box get over here?
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
The coach, while waiting for his wife to get ready for Valentine's Day, hears the doorbell ring, and he opens the door to see the weird chick holding the bully girl's heart. The end. Next up is St. Patrick's Day.
It's St. Patrick's Day.
We really don't give a fuck. It's not a major holiday.
It's really not, bitch. You act like it's fucking Christmas or something. Fuck you and St. Patrick's Day.
And I have no idea what the director took while making this segment, but I want some, because this one is absolutely wackadoodles, folks. There's a new girl at school who's not fitting in. Gee, a concept I've never seen before, guys, but this time the teacher does her best to make her feel wanted, but the kid doesn't accept it. At recess, the teacher sees a woman holding a baby, which is her dream, and the kid sees this. Jumping to some arts and crafts, the kid leaves behind a snake with a note that says, Only your deepest wish can make me smile. The teacher then goes home to a mundane life, eating soup, doing some exercise, but decides to make a wish. Then she mysteriously wakes up hungover in a parking lot with carts stacked in the shape of a snake, and even finding some shed skin. The next day, the kid gives the teacher a big grin that creeps her out. At the supermarket, while staring at some meat, the kid runs up to the teacher and scares her while listening to her belly and then runs off. That night, the teacher takes a pregnancy test, and yep, she's pregnant and goes to the hospital to make sure she's okay, but the doc got some bad news. That she is pregnant, but the baby is actually a snake and will need surgery. But the woman says nah and wants to keep the snake reptile baby. In class, she throws up black goo and then proceeds to slap the kid. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! But she did this to herself because instead of getting surgery to remove the reptile baby, she keeps it instead. 399 days later, her brain is turned into mushy cabbage, smelling kids' clothes, acting like a Karen, and praying to God to help her out, but no one is listening. Desperate times call for desperate measures. She gets a hamster to try to lure out the snake, while people in masks start heading towards her house.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life, even my mama thinks that my mind is gone.
After some struggling, the reptile pops out, but when she comes to, it's gone. But now the little girl is there and leads her to a field where Danny Zuko...
Danny fucking Zuko.
Yeah, I have no idea why he's there either. Tells her to go to the rave up on the hill and meet her baby.
Mom, look at my friend's baby! She's on the...
She's beautiful.
Danny and the kid walk away while the teacher celebrates with her baby. And the movie ends with another teacher getting a homemade snake to continue the cycle of reptile babies being born. Yeah, I need a drink after watching that. But it doesn't matter how many green colored shots I shove down my throat because I'll probably never understand what I just watched. Next up is Easter, and it's probably the best segment out of the whole movie. My only complaint is that it starts off kinda slow, so we're gonna hop forward a bit. A mom is putting her kid to bed when she starts asking about Jesus, the Easter Bunny, and why the hell did Dad leave? The mom tells her to shut the fuck up and go to sleep.
There is no Easter Bunny, there is no Tooth Fairy, and there is no Queen of England.
Then she leaves to go pray, and gets carried away. Wink wink. The little girl gets up and goes to the kitchen to get some water. As the back door opens, all of a sudden the girl hears baby chicks and sees them walking around, and also a weird creature who can make these things appear out of his hands. The girl's about to make a run for it to her mom's room, but gets stopped by the Easter Bunny. And like I said, this is the best segment because of the makeup and execution. Like, look at it. It's fucking awesome. The Easter Bunny, who looks like a version of Jesus, says that no one has ever seen him, so because the girl has, she now has to take his place, and will see magical things. But the girl asks if she can still see her mommy, and he says, nah, brah, but like, why the hell not? I mean, you're here, why can't she just reappear in the future? What the hell is she getting out of this deal? Why the hell do you look like Sumper after a wild rager? I don't know. The girl then transforms into the Easter Bunny, and then the mom finally wakes up and sees the girl gone, and the back door now shut. The end. Next is Mother's Day, and ooh, girl! This one sucks, but man, is it entertaining to watch. And real quick, I just want to say that I feel like St. Patrick's Day kind of stole the whole giving birth theme that this one was supposed to have. But fuck it. The main character is pregnant and gets pregnant every time she has sex. Her doctor gives her a card to her sister's house, where the sister performs some voodoo crap that either helps out women who can't get pregnant or don't want to be. Later that night, they all participate in a ritual, which is basically getting high and letting your freak flag fly. Alright, women helping women, titties shaking, and sure, the sacrifice of the baby goat was weird, but hey, free Kool-Aid. For some reason, Discount Jason Momoa is there, and he looks like he's about to do something with Anna, but then disappears. We then find out that these ladies have a sinister plan. What is it? No idea, but they're a bunch of kidnapping bitches for some reason. They drug her so that she can't leave and gives birth to her baby. The doctor from the beginning comes over to join the booby cult fun and make sure her patient is okay. While she's distracted fighting with her sister, Anna steals her phone. And after being placed outside, she decides better now or never to call 911. But while on the phone with them, Anna realizes she doesn't know where the hell she is. And yes, she did drive to the location by herself, but to be fair, how long ago was that? She's been higher than a kite every day, so not knowing the address at this point is understandable. One of the women grabs the phone, so Anna decides to make a run for it. But falls down during the chase and starts contracting, meaning the baby is coming, and after some tension, man. Kids grow up so fast, don't they? Okay, so I thought that the women were going to, like, keep her held captive and, like, force her to keep giving birth to babies and stuff and then give them to the women who can't get pregnant. Because she, like I said, you know, gets pregnant every single time she has sex. But whatever this thing popping out of Anna's a-hole, you know, like, it also scared the women. So I don't even think they know what the hell they wanted to do. All I'm saying is that I have no idea what this ending was.
The world may never know.
Next up is Father's Day, and this one is complicated when it comes to the feeling charts, but I'll explain that later. The segment starts with a woman coming home from work and finding a box left on her porch. Opening it, it contains a tape recorder and headphones. Putting them on, she starts to hear the voice of her father, who left when she was really young. The woman breaks down, calls her mom, and yells, "Why the hell didn't you tell me Daddy was actually alive?" She then grabs a photo of the two of them together and continues listening to the recording that tells her to meet him so that they can be together again. The woman follows the instructions that lead her first to a beach. So what happens next is, pretty damn good in my book. I mean, it got me in the feels, and I can't deny I shed a few tears at rewatching this. She plays the tape and she hears her dad and her when she was a little kid playing at the same beach. The dad proceeds to tell her what to do.
Listen carefully, and I'll help you find me.
I'm ready, Daddy.
Yeah?
Adult version of her follows the coordinates and ends up at a building with her dad saying to go inside. As she walks in, she hears on the tape, like I said, this hit me in whatever soft spot my shriveled heart still has, even though it's revealed that the dad is kind of a selfish ass who left his kid to meet somebody who is super duper special, I guess. The girl continues to walk around, as the audio of her dad says he can't wait to see her again. She spots someone sitting in a chair and begins walking towards them. Crossing a circle of salt and getting closer, we can see the guy is creepy, but the girl keeps on walking until the figure turns around and...
Daddy, no!
Daddy, yes!
So you can see why I thought this one was a bit of a doozy. I can commend the director and writer for setting up a plot that you get invested in. You know, you want to know what happens next. It's emotional. But the ending is just not it. I don't know. Something different. Not that. Just saying. Next is Halloween. And this one made me sad, because it's pretty fucking bad, guys. You know, the director got hella fucking wing in a horror movie. So, what do we get? Do we get sexy werewolves? No. Crazy killer clowns? Nah. Witches singing karaoke tunes? No. No. We get dildo torture. So the segment starts off with a pimp daddy scamming women to come to LA to be cam girls. At the pad, two of the girls watch a Halloween special where one of them explains that a group of 3 women is a coven. One comes out crying, saying that the guy who was watching her said some shitty things, like she's a whore and crap like that. The 2 girls try to comfort her as the pimp daddy comes home, and gives them some half-off candy, but the girls ask for the night off to go party. But he says to get their asses back on the camera right now to make daddy some more bank, but they retaliate saying it's Halloween and want to have some fun. This causes the pimp to get mad and says he's going to show Dorsey his yellow brick road, if you know what I mean. That's when we get some Oscar-worthy dialogue.
Do you know what 3 women in a room together used to be called? A coven. Witches.
You serious?
Look, I'm a woman and I'm all for standing up to the man, but what the fuck was that?
Go back in the kitchen. Okay. Go back in the kitchen.
The woman Alika bashes his head in, knocking him out, and he wakes up to the horror of a vibrator superglued into his ass. That's connected to a car. He freaks out while the women taunt him online and tell him to pick up a knife and create a homemade kitty on himself. He says hell no, so they turn up the dildo, and you might be asking yourself, why doesn't he just cut the wire that's connected to the torture device? And all that I can say to that is, beats me. The women crank up the power, so the pimp goes through with the plan. He slices and dices himself up, but it was all for nothing, cause the girls kill him anyway. The segment ends with a new girl arriving and the women tell her Pimp Daddy has been terminated, and the company is now under new management.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Let's just move on, because I have nothing good to say about this short. Next is Christmas, starring Seth Green, who's trying to get a VR headset for his son, but the shop closes and the last one is sold to this guy, who also has a heart condition. And hey, I think it would have been cool to cast the coach from the Valentine's Day segment in this role to kind of give some sort of callback to the first one, but whatever. He dies on the ground, Seth takes the VR set, and dips out like a dick. Okay, you could have called 911 from his phone first and then run away. But let's be honest, folks, Christmas has turned from giving to I get what I want. On Christmas Day, he gives his son the headset, and he of course is ecstatic. The son lets Seth try it on, and man, graphics are getting better every year, folks. Later that night, Seth wants some snoo-snoo, but his wife brushes him off. Sure, you just killed a man, but not getting any fun time is your biggest problem right now. Priorities, I tell ya. Seth steals a VR set from his son, and the satisfying scene quickly turns into horror as he sees from the dying man's perspective, Seth not helping him. Seth quickly takes off the VR set, wondering what the hell was that, and the next day he calls the company trying to get some answers, but when they ask to hack into his set to see what's wrong, he quickly ends the call. After work, he comes home to his wife, who isn't happy. So nothing out of the ordinary here, am I right, fellas?
Oh, brother!
His wife says that he didn't log out and saw what he'd done that night to actually get the toy, but instead of getting upset, she actually wants to have sex, cause I guess guys dying on the ground and doing nothing to help turns her on. But hey, we don't kink shame here. Mine's is when random people online subscribe to my channel. So
I'll pay you. I'll fucking pay you, please.
The next morning, Seth wakes up happy and satisfied and decides why not take the VR set for a ride, but instead of seeing his usual buddy, he sees his wife killing her boss for not giving her a bonus for Christmas. Now, she just talked about him not logging out, but she didn't do the same. But the segment ends with Seth wondering, who the hell did I marry? Okay, folks, last but not least, New Year's! Ah, shit. New Year's! The segment begins with a man killing his kidnapped lover, cause he's cuckoo banana bread crazy. We then jump over to this chick's apartment where she matches with him on an online dating app. She says screw it and they go out on a date, where they talk about cute things like her teeth and frosted flake covered chicken wings, which sounds fucking amazing, not gonna lie. They then both decide to go back to her place to kiss at midnight. The guy excuses himself to the bathroom where he prepares some chloroform while messing around with her toothbrush. Opening up her cabinet, he finds jars full of other men's parts and freaks out, knocking over the chloroform into the drain, while remembering he left his weapon in his jacket. Just then, she barges in with an axe, causing him to fall back into the bathtub, where the previous victim is all bagged up. Girl, what candle are you using to cover up the smell? 'Cause I gotta know. For reasons? The guy fights back, but gets his foot chopped up in the process. But he does get his gun, and the countdown begins. He only has a few seconds to shoot, and... The film ends with the crazy female killer dancing around her apartment, that I guess has soundproof walls, cause there ain't no way nobody didn't hear any of that. Thank you for checking out this video. Happy New Year! Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, like the video, all of that good shit, and yeah, we're almost up to 1,000 subs, so hey, I just want to say, thank you for believing in me. Most of all, I believe in you. That's it. Goodbye.